Welcome to The Explainer. Today we're taking something that's probably sitting in your kitchen pantry right this very second, and we're putting it under the microscope. Yep, we're talking about Rooibos tea. We are doing a deep, science-backed dive into the actual biology of this famous red beverage. And honestly, the biological reality of this little plant is way more complex than whatever marketing label is slapped on the box.
So here's a wild thought for you. Can a completely caffeine-free tea actually act like prescription medication in your body? You know, we usually think of herbal teas as just, well, comforting, mildly healthy drinks. But what if the biological mechanisms triggered by a simple cup of Rooibos literally mirror the exact pathways targeted by heavy-duty pharmaceuticals? Grab your favorite mug, because we're about to totally challenge everything you thought you knew about everyday wellness trends.
All right, here is our roadmap for today's Explainer. First up, the red tea antioxidant engine. Second, cardiovascular and heart health. Third, managing type 2 diabetes. And fourth, the hidden liver danger.
Starting with Section 1, the red tea antioxidant engine.
Okay, if you only remember one single thing from our time today, make it this specific compound, Aspalathin. It's a rare, powerhouse C-linked dihydrochalcone flavonoid. I know, that is a massive mouthful. But the absolute crucial takeaway here is that it's found almost exclusively in Rooibos. This is the unique chemical engine that actually drives the tea's most impressive anti-diabetic and antioxidant claims. It is, without a doubt, the absolute superstar of the leaf.
Take a look at this laboratory data on osteoblasts. Those are the cells responsible for bone formation, by the way. It brilliantly shows off this power. What researchers found was a dose-dependent relationship. So as you increase the concentration of red Rooibos, you literally see a direct stimulation of osteoblast mineralization. The tea is actively, biologically working right at the cellular level to stop free radicals and kickstart cellular activity. So it's not just a cozy drink, right? It's a highly bioactive substance.
Now, when you or I buy Rooibos at the store, we almost always grab the traditional, fermented red version. But scientifically speaking, the unfermented green Rooibos, which totally skips the oxidation process, actually packs a 28% higher in vitro antioxidant capacity than the red version. 28%! The green leaf just retains way more of that pure Aspalathin engine before it gets oxidized into brown polymeric products. So hey, if you're drinking it strictly for the antioxidant math, green actually beats red.
Moving right along to Section 2, cardiovascular and heart health.
The clinical data we have here is just phenomenal. Human trials, where people drink 6 cups of Rooibos a day, showed really significant improvements in cholesterol ratios. We're talking reducing the bad LDL cholesterol and boosting the good HDL. It also reduces lipid peroxidation, which is essentially a fancy way of saying it stops your blood vessels from getting rusty and damaged. But the absolute standout, Rooibos acts as a natural ACE inhibitor. ACE inhibitors are a super common class of prescription blood pressure meds that relax your blood vessels. Rooibos does this naturally. Plus, it's completely caffeine-free, so you're protecting your heart without absolutely wrecking your sleep schedule.
So, how exactly is it pulling this off? Let's take a look under the molecular hood. Remember our superstar compound, Aspalathin? Well, when the heart is exposed to oxidative damage caused by high blood sugar, also known as hyperglycemia, Aspalathin steps right in and upregulates NRF2 expression. NRF2 is basically this master switch in your cells that turns on your antioxidant defenses. Rooibos literally flips that switch, protecting your heart tissue from ischemic damage right down at a microscopic level. It's just a wonderfully elegant biological mechanism.
Next up, Section 3, managing type 2 diabetes.
Let's actually walk through this specific biological sequence step by step. How on earth does a simple cup of tea regulate glucose? First, it inhibits the enzymes alpha-glucosidase and alpha-amylase. Those are the enzymes that break down carbs in your gut, so inhibiting them means slowing down sugar absorption. Second, it stimulates AMPK phosphorylation. You can think of AMPK as your body's internal energy sensor. Third, this promotes GLUT4 translocation, which basically dispatches these little glucose transport vehicles right to the surface of your cells. And finally, step 4, this massively increases glucose uptake directly into the muscle cells, actively pulling sugar right out of your bloodstream. Boom! It's a beautifully complex, multi-targeted metabolic cascade.
And you know, as if Aspalathin wasn't already doing enough heavy lifting, there's actually another really unique compound hiding in this tea, PPAG. What makes PPAG so special is that it specifically targets the pancreas itself. Studies are showing it can actually delay the onset of diabetes by actively preventing the necrosis, or the cell death of your pancreatic beta cells. So Rooibos isn't just shuffling sugar around your body, it's chemically standing guard outside your body's insulin factory.
Which brings us to Section 4, the hidden liver danger.
Do not assume that natural or herbal products are inherently safe in liver disease. Listen, we absolutely have to shatter this dangerous myth right here, right now. Natural does not always equal safe. And when it comes to folks with compromised liver function, Rooibos tea is not just some harmless, cozy beverage. It is a highly documented biological risk. Here's the thing. If you were only looking at the animal studies, you'd probably think Rooibos was some kind of miracle cure for the liver. Rat models actually show protection against toxic damage and reduce cirrhosis. But human biology? It's a totally different ballgame. In the clinical literature, there's a heavily documented case of a 52-year-old man who developed acute hepatitis and sudden liver failure, and it was directly associated with drinking Rooibos tea. A liver biopsy confirmed it was a toxin-mediated injury, and he only managed to recover after he completely stopped drinking it. That massive disconnect between the rat trials and human case reports, that is a huge red flag.
So why is this actually happening? Well, the danger really lies in how Rooibos interacts with your liver's metabolic machinery. Specifically, it modulates cytochrome P450 or CYP enzymes. These are the main enzymes your liver uses to clear out toxins and medications from your system. So if you already have a compromised liver and you drink a tea that starts messing with these enzymes, you create a really dangerous herb-drug interaction. You could accidentally alter the concentrations of crucial medications in your blood, making them either totally toxic or completely ineffective. Add in the risk of environmental contaminants from small-batch manufacturing, and man, you've got a real recipe for disaster.
Because of all this, the medical guidelines provide a super strict framework. Step 1. If you have decompensated cirrhosis, meaning severe liver disease, the guidelines strongly advise you completely avoid Rooibos altogether. No exceptions. Step 2. For compensated, milder liver disease, routine consumption is heavily advised against, and if you do choose to drink it, you absolutely need your liver tests monitored every 1 to 3 months. Step 3, the clinical alternative? Actually, just switch to coffee. It's pretty interesting, but clinical guidelines note that drinking coffee has actually been shown to decrease liver cancer risk in patients with chronic liver disease.
As we wrap up this explainer, I want to leave a thought burning in your mind. If a simple, humble leaf, something we literally just toss in our grocery carts, can simultaneously heal the heart like a prescription medication, regulate blood sugar like a metabolic switch, and yet completely endanger a compromised liver, what other safe, natural remedies are out there hiding incredibly complex chemical secrets? Never stop asking questions, guys, and never, ever underestimate the sheer biological power of nature.